Hello there, everybody. My name is Peeporp, and welcome to a new episode of Building with Peeporp. Wait, that's me. In the last episode, we built up this lovely storage lodge. Yeah, it's a lodge. Every building around here is a lodge. I just gotta get used to saying that. That's not a lodge. That is a lodge. That's a lodge. This is our starter lodge. Ow. Always this one. And you're going to be so proud of me because I actually did what I said I was going to do in between episodes. Let's look under here in the now empty storage room in our starter base. It's so empty. I don't know what to do in here. Because if we come into our new storage building, we'll see that I've actually organized. And it is so nice. We've got our precious items over here. Foliage, farm, and other kind of blocks over here. And down here is where we have our bulk storage of our main blocks. So we've got all the sites here. The ites, they're not all sites, ites. All our wood. And all of our basic blocks over here. So we've got the dirt and the different stones. And then back here we've got our nether storage. So everything is organized, everything has their place, and also there's the little bit up here which I haven't finished organizing because I don't really have as much as I would like. But we've got a place for our heads and potions and books and other decorating things. It all looks fantastic in here. It's so nice. So most of these chests are kind of filling up. So we've got our oak logs here, and we've got our dirt and stuff here. But one chest that I would like to fill up a bit more that isn't is our iron chest. We are running very, very low on iron because it's kind of difficult to mine now. So what I have actually done over here is flatten out this whole space here because what we're going to be building this episode is an iron farm, and I've got a great cover-up for the iron farm, which is kind of a little bit spooky. You'll see in the thumbnail, it's a little bit spooky because we're getting to that spooky season. So definitely a great themed cover up, and it's gonna add so much to our little place. It's not even little anymore, to Frosthaven. So I was kind of envisioning that the town would kind of end at each arch. So we've got an archway over here, and then we've got an archway over at the lodge over there. And I was kind of thinking that would be kind of like the brackets for the towns. And so this would be each edge of the town, and then everything would be in between it. But we're actually running out of room. I'm actually going at a good pace and filling up this village with lots of lovely buildings. So we're going to have to go out into the outskirts of the town. But I think the build that I'm going to be doing is kind of more suited to just being out of the boundaries because it's going to be a big one. Okay, so we've got the area of our build mapped out. This is the corners of it where it's going to go. It's huge. I told you, it's a big deal. So what we're going to be doing is basically just putting the iron farm underneath it, and we're going to be using a little nifty design that Loki used on the channel 64 SMP. The video that I'm using for a reference is by Voltrox. I'm not sure if he made up the design, but that's the video that I am using to make this iron farm, and it's not too hard at all. It's only going to take me a little bit of time. It's just digging a hole, putting some villagers in it, putting a zombie in it, putting in a boat, and then iron golems will spawn. So I'm going to do that. I've also got lots of dirt in my inventory here, just in case there is a little pocket down below where the iron golems could spawn instead of the spawning platform, and then hopefully we'll be able to cover it and build the build on top, and it won't have iron golems spawning in the build. It'll just be in the little hole underneath. So fingers crossed this all goes well. And it turned out to go pretty well. Look, we found a little pocket and I filled it up with dirt like I thought there was going to be. And then I basically just made the farm. It took 15 minutes or something like ridiculous like that. So I was just putting the trapdoors in, ready for the zombie, and cleared out the area where the golems are going to spawn. I dug it down 1 block extra as well. So far, so good. Hello. Nailed it.
Come hither, Mr. Zombie Man.
Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. There you go. There you go. There you go. Go. There we go. And I guess now I just go AFK and wait for iron golems to spawn. Hopefully I've done this right. There's one. We did it. That's it? Did I do it right? I mean, it works. It works, doesn't it? Right? I just got to make sure that it's not going to spawn anywhere around it, and then I got to cover it up just to be sure, because that's where the cover up is going to go. Oh, yeah, look, it's done it again. Did I do it right? Did I do it right? I think I did it right. So after being AFK for about an hour and a bit, just a bit over that, we have the most iron we have ever had in this survival world. It's crazy. So that is going to be, it is working right now. You can see the fires coming up through here and no golems spawn above this level. It's great. It works. I'm very surprised that it worked first time. So I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to have to go and do the build. But before we do the build, we need to go and get to the materials. And there is quite a few of them. Mainly andesite, as I mentioned earlier, I think. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what happens. I don't know what happens in my brain. So I've decided what I'm going to go and do is an material gathering stream. It could be for a couple of hours, basically just in the mines, getting loads and loads of andesite and also getting some wood. So I'm going to go and do that, and then we'll be back and we'll have the materials and everything will be okay. I'm genuinely excited to do this build. I'm very hyped that the iron farm worked. All is going well so far. I don't want to jinx it, but it's going pretty good. So I'm gonna go do that stream, get those materials, and we'll be right back afterwards. And here are all the materials I need for this build. And also what I did is I brought up the whole terrain just 1 block, because basically when the golems burn and die, yeah, the fire comes through the floor, and I didn't want the church to burn down. Symbolism or something like that. So I brought up the terrain, a single block, and it kind of looks better, honestly. It blends in with the rest of the terrain. It looks good. I'll show you all the materials. Look at this. Basically, a whole a whole double chest of andesite here, and a whole double chest of snow layers, because I've enjoyed doing this to myself. So I think the best thing to do is to just jump into this time lapse of what we're going to be building above our iron farm. And we're going to be building a very spooky church. We're going to be building a big church to go on the outskirts of our town. It's going to look lovely. I'm going to build the big basic part of the church, and then afterwards I think we're going to do some decorating outside just to complete the whole build. But yeah, let us jump into this time lapse while a golem burns to death in the background. I don't know why I'm laughing. That's mean. Poor guy. Let's go! I think that was worth it just for this view. Look at that. It fills up that gap perfectly. The sight line on this is incredible. Oh, look at that. Look at it. Oh my goodness. It is so majestic. An obelisk of good building. It's so lovely. Now that it's not completely finished yet, I want to decorate the outside, but I just want to have a little talk about this first. Basically, as you can see, it is all andesite. There is no gradients here. There is no mixture of block palettes, and that's kind of what I was going for, really. I'm really enjoying working with depth to build, to get details. I feel like block palettes and gradients, the meta is really overdone, so I'm trying something a little bit new. So these walls are like 3 blocks thick, and we've got the full blocks, and we've got the walls to give it those extra bits of depth, the stairs at the bottom here. And even though it is just andesite, I still think it looks fantastic. It's just, I don't know what it is. I just really like building churches and cathedrals. I just really love the architecture, and this is kind of more of a gothic kind of architecture than your traditional medieval, but I still think it fits with the rest. Look, we've got kind of the same motifs on this little hut here that we do at the edge of these, so it does fit, and I'm happy about that. So let's have a little look inside here, and it's just so grand. I love it in here. The ambience is perfect. I think I missed some blocks there. That's fine. I can fix that. So we've got the pulpit here where they give their sermons, and there's still a little bit of fire. There's still a tiny bit of fire, even though we're 2 blocks higher than the golem is. There's still a tiny bit of fire, sadly, but I think I'm okay with that. I'm completely fine with there being just a tiny bit of fire. As long as it doesn't go up in flames, that is completely okay with me. But we've got all the pews, and we've got the classic candle holder comes down, the aisle, and look, all the arches at the top here, so people can kind of look down, and the roof. I'm so happy with how this is. The classic YouTuber line. I'm really happy with how this turned out, but I am. So there, take that. It looks so good. And actually, I don't know why it came out, but my favorite, well, one of my favorite things about this build, you can't tell right now, but this huge window points exactly to where the sun sets. So look, the sun is setting between these 2 pillars. I kind of want to just wait around for it. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm just going to wait around for it. Just sit here. There we go. Just wait. If this isn't a majestic view, look at those sun rays as the sun sets. This is gorgeous. Look at this. This is magical. I gotta say, this is just magic. Like, oh, you can see the window illuminated against. Oh my goodness! Wow! 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 That's a feature piece. That is amazing. Love it. Love it. But enough patting myself on the back. I need to get to finishing the decoration around here, and I did say I would walk through it a bit. So what I've got here is I've got some red blue wool and some cobblestone to do some planning. So basically I want to bring the path and do the path with these blue pieces of wool. I want to bring the path kind of around here and coming down this way to meet this path that I want to kind of go down in front of the church here, I am actually going to bring... Well, I'm going to completely terraform all of this. I'm going to trim it around. I'm going to take the top 2 layers off here and bring this back a little bit so we can have the path winding around the hill, like around here. So I'm not going to path that out, but I'm going to cobblestone wall this so we can have a nice little wall around our graveyard here. So we're going to bring the wall around. I'm probably going to bring this part up here. So the wall will come and attach to this side. And then the path will come around here. There'll be some graves. I want to put a tree or 2 right here. And here. And maybe also here. So then there will be another path that leads up this way, because this is where the main part of the graveyard is going to be. And let's make a little wall starting around here. It's just a rough little template of an area. So the path will come and run up here, so the wall will be up close to the path. So if the path leads up like that, the wall will be next to it, and then we've got plenty of room this way for a graveyard. And what I want to build is a crypt that you can go down into and get the iron. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a chain of hoppers, because we've got the iron for it now. I'm going to chain this hopper here and bring it down out of the spawn range of the golems, so I can make a little room that you enter through, like a crypt or a grave, maybe through a piston. I'm not sure. I'm just kind of planning as I go, but I want to have a way to get underneath the ground here to get to the iron that is being made. So it's just so everything is cohesive, because I don't want this to just be a farm underneath a build. I want to implement the farm into the build in some way, and I feel like that is the best way to do it, by connecting it to the graveyard, making a crypt, and having the iron farm accessible through the crypt. I've got a little tower of chests over here, so I can put some materials in there, more andesite, maybe some polished andesite, maybe some stone bricks, but I'm going to be doing the walls out of cobblestone and mossy cobblestone, make it kind of look a bit ruined. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing this. So I'm going to go and do some building, and I will be back once all the decorations have been done. I'm excited for you to see, and I'm excited to do it. Let's go and do that. It is completely done, and before I show you, well, you can see a little bit there, I want to just show you this really cool little transition thing that I did. So it's a before and after. It looks so good. Let's have a look at it from our first person perspective. We've got some lampposts. I haven't really decorated the path around here, but I'll get around to that. My main focus was the church. So as you can see, we have added lots of lovely stuff. So we've added I think it's either a lich gate or a lich gate. I'm not too sure how to pronounce it, but we've got our little gate here to enter the church's area. The graveyard is here, and we've got loads of graves, and we've got some flower pots, so we've got some flowers next to the graves to pay their respects, and we've got lights, and we've got bushes, and we've got ferns, and it's all a cohesive place, and I love it. We've got some custom trees up here. I also added a lovely little flag on the top. That was very kindly suggested by Tarek Time. So shout out to Tarek for giving me the idea to add just a little purple flag there to match the banners in the entrance area. And over here we have a lovely obelisk, as there is in some church graveyards. And here is the crypt, where you can go down here. It's kind of spooky. We got some candles and some moss, and here is where our iron is stored. So we've got a long chain of hoppers coming from the farm, and they lead to this chest. It's not like a huge sorting system, it's just this single chest that I can organize, and it's a little crypt. I think it looks really, really cool. Yeah, we just got some little details around, just lit up, and with the snow. I do want to try and play with some snow layers, maybe. I'm not too sure. I might have a little play around with some variation on the snow layers, but that might be between episodes. And if it looks good, I'll end up having to do it all the way around the town, and that is just too much. Too much, but we'll see. We'll see how it is. This place is perfect. It's complete. I am a big fan. This whole build, probably, let me do the maths, 14 hours? 14 hours for this build, and I think every single second was worth it. It fits in so well with the rest of our town. Kind of got the same wall that we do over at the pens, and it matches with the foundations of the lodges here. I just love it. I'm just really happy with it. It's a staple piece. Let's go into free cam one sec and have a little look at it from afar. Look, there I am. Oh, look. With the skyline, the rest of it, it fits so perfectly. I'm over the moon with how this has turned out. But I want to hear your guys' opinion. What do you think of the build? Because that is going to be the end of the episode today. I really hope you had as much fun as I did building this wonderful, wonderful church. I'm so happy to have this as part of Frosthaven. It's lovely. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. Leave some comments down below what you think of the build, what you want to see, what do you think I should add to the town. But this has been another episode of Building with Peeporp, and I am Peeporp, and I shall see you in the next episode. So goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.